So, what pops into your head when you hear a name like the Ministry of Inter-Provincial Coordination? I'm guessing it's something like super formal meetings, mountains of paperwork, right? It sounds incredibly official, but also, let's be honest, kind of vague. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on this exact ministry in Pakistan to see what it actually does. And trust me, the answer is probably not what you're thinking.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? A whole ministry for coordination? What does that even mean when you're talking about a country? Are they just making sure everyone's using the same font? Or is this some kind of high-stakes, national-level mediation team? To figure it out, we've got to start with the official, by-the-book definition. Okay, so here's the textbook answer. The MoIPC is a pretty big deal. It's responsible for handling power-sharing disputes and making sure policies are consistent across the whole country. You could say it's like the official referee between the federal government and all the provinces. So far, so good. This sounds exactly like the serious bureaucratic job we all imagine. And at the heart of all this, you've got a group called the Council of Common Interests, the CCI. Their whole job is to resolve these big disputes, get the different levels of government on the same page, and help shape policy. This is the heavy machinery of government at work. It all seems very straightforward, very governmental. That is, until you click on their website. And this, right here, is where the story takes a really unexpected turn. Because the front page of the ministry in charge of constitutional power sharing, well, it isn't filled with legal documents or policy debates. Nope, it's filled with something else entirely. The top news stories are all about cash prizes for athletes, the prime minister launching a brand new sports university, and huge celebrations for an Olympic gold medal. All of a sudden, this ministry of high-level policy looks a whole lot more like a ministry of sports. What is going on here? And this isn't just a one-off thing. There's a quote from the prime minister right there on the site, talking all about empowering athletes and revolutionizing the sporting landscape. So this focus on sports is clearly a very big, very public part of their mission. And that brings us to a really fascinating puzzle. How in the world do you connect the dots between settling constitutional disputes and celebrating Olympic medals? I mean, these two things feel like they're from completely different worlds. One is all about legal frameworks and policy. The other is about national pride and athletic achievement. Is there a connection? Oh yeah, there absolutely is. And here it is. This is the missing piece of the puzzle. The ministry doesn't just work through committees. It actually oversees these huge national departments. Think about it for a second. The Pakistan Sports Board, the Department of Tourist Services, the National Internship Program, all of these are, at their very core, tools for interprovincial coordination. How do you bring provinces together? Well, you get their best athletes competing under one flag. You create a single unified tourism brand for the whole country. You offer internships to young people no matter where they live. This is coordination in action. And get this. That number, over 1.2 million, is the total number of visitors to the ministry's website. That shows you just how many people are interacting with it. And you can bet they're not all there to read dry policy papers. They're checking sports scores, looking up tourism info, and applying for internships. The ministry is a practical, living hub for all these national programs. So, you see, this ministry is really playing on two different fields at the same time. On one hand, you have the high-level, formal, constitutional work. But on the other hand, you have this very tangible, on-the-ground work of building national unity through shared experiences, like sports and tourism and youth programs. One is about the letter of the law, and the other is about the spirit of the nation. And the story of this ministry really shows that bringing a country together is such a complex job. Of course, you need the formal agreements and the shared policies. But maybe, just maybe, the most powerful kind of coordination doesn't happen in a meeting room at all. Maybe it happens when an entire nation from every single province stands up to cheer for one of their own on the world stage. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Where is the real work of unity truly done?